It's Coast to Coast with Mike, your host. It's the YouTube show that helps you cash in most. His track record's phenom, his cashing rate is the bomb, and it's all brought to you by RacingDudes.com. And now, the host of your show, Mike Somich.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Coast for Friday, July 21st, 2018. I am your host, Mike Somich, and we have Saratoga and Del Mar in full swing. Over on the West Coast, we had a $240,000 pick-six single-ticket jackpot hit. Not too bad for the first week of the meet. Today, they've got the San Diego handicap, where we're going to see Dr. Door wheel back quickly and take on Accelerate, last year's winner, who's going to try and go for the San Diego and Pacific Classic double, something he couldn't accomplish last year. But it is a track he loves, so it should be pretty tough today. Over at Saratoga, we had some nice pick fours and pick five payouts yesterday. Hopefully we can replicate that again today. We've got two big stakes races, one for the 2-year-old Colts that Aaron's going to talk about in a little bit, and of course the Grade 1 Diana, the first grade run of the Saratoga meet, where you're going to see two Chad Brown horses, a Raving Beauty and Sister Charlie, go at it. I actually think the 2-horse Proctor's Ledge has a good shot in there as well. She's 2 for 2 over at Saratoga and loves the mile and an eighth distance. I think she's probably the third best horse in the race, but the other factors might make her the winner today. We're going to get into two other Saratoga races as well, but we're going to kick it over to Aaron first. So, without further ado, let's go Coast to Coast.
What is up, guys? And man, so excited. Saturday, opening Saturday of the Saratoga meet. Hopefully we cash some tickets on Friday. Now we move into Saturday. And as always, two great stakes races. The first grade 1 of the meet, the Diana, will be race 10. But I'm going to talk about race 9, and I'm going to keep up with that 2-year-old theme. Talked about the Schuylerville yesterday. Let's talk about the grade 3 Sanford Stakes. Like I said, it was race 9, and this is for the 2-year-old Colts. Solid field here as normal. I'm going to talk about 4 runners here, my top 4 choices. And on top, I'm going to go number 7, Bano Solo. You know, when this horse broke its maiden at Churchill Downs, I made a note to myself saying Sanford or maybe Saratoga Special Horse. Keep an eye out on it. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Copper Bullet for Steve Asmussen, who won the Saratoga Special last year. I think Bano Solo has got a ton of talent. He's out of the first crop of Golden Sense, who I think is going to be a pretty darn good sire, and I think he's going to do really well with 2-year-olds, as that horse was very precocious, and I do believe Bano Solo picks up some of that. So that is going to be my top choice. Number 8, Strike Silver, is going to be second for me. Boy, Mark Casse has loaded himself up with 2-year-old races in the first 2 days. I really like Strike Silver. I thought this was another horse that was pretty impressive on debut at Churchill Downs. Here's a big key. Watch the 6th race, because a horse by the name of Nitrous is in the 6th race. Strike Silver beat Nitrous by a neck in that debut at Churchill Downs. So if Nitrous comes back to win that 6th race and do it impressively, Strike Silver all of a sudden may become the play. So really keep an eye on that. That's a big homework assignment for you. If you needed one, as you're watching Saratoga, everything's homework there. It's very tough to handicap those races. So let's move on to a couple of Todd Pletcher runners. Number 2, Lexitonian, and number 1, Somich. These are 2 horses that I think are obviously going to be in the mix. There's no doubt. Todd Pletcher has all kinds of success here at Saratoga. These are 2 you cannot leave out if you're playing exactas or tries. Lexitonian, a nice debut winner. Somich almost won the Tremont last time out. So keep an eye on those 2 runners. If you're playing pick 4s, pick 5s, exactas, tries, whatever. Those are 2 you need to look for. So I'm going to keep it simple once again. I've kept it to win place bets all week on Coast to Coast. I don't know why. I just think it's because I've liked 3 horses a lot on each of the days. But I'm going to go number 7, Bano Solo, $5 win and place. Like I said, I've just really, really liked this horse from the beginning. Our boy Saratoga Slim was there on the scene to interview Steve Asmussen as he showed up to Saratoga. He had nothing but good things to say about this horse. So, good luck if you are playing opening weekend at Saratoga.
All right, now let's wheel it back a couple races. Go to the 4th race. It's a filly maiden special weight, $85,000 purse, going 1 mile and 3/16 on the Mellon Turf Course over at Saratoga. One thing I noticed yesterday was speed was not holding that well on the turf, so I'm going to try and play away from speed today a little bit, or at least throw out some speed horses that I might worry about a little bit more on normal days. Either way, though, I think there's a 1 horse in this race that really stands out to me. It's the 3-horse Agreeable. I love the progression from this horse. If you look at the 3 races as a 3-year-old, came out, ran on the sloppy track, Came back, ran 7.5 furlongs over the turf and improved quite a bit from a buyer perspective. Took another nice jump up, going around 2 turns, going against New York Company, which I like. And now is coming back. If it can take a step up, second time routing, second time 2 turns on the turf here, and improves from that 76 buyer up to, let's say, low to mid 80s, I think this is the horse to beat in this field. And I think the race is going to set up really nicely for it. I love the fact that it's going to be sitting mid to back of the pack and going to come a little bit off the pace, but won't be absolutely in the clouds. And there's enough speed in here between the 2 horse and the 7 horse. I think the 3 is going to get quite a nice pace to run into. If I did play a second horse in the pick 4s or pick 5s, it would be the 4 horse, War Cabinet. So I really like war front horses, especially on the turf, especially going longer. I like the maturation of this horse as well. You saw it run over in Europe, went 6.5 furlongs on the synthetic, ran pretty good, went off as a pretty nice favorite in that race against some good horses, comes over to the States, does a mile on the turf, and just kind of runs even. But I like the fact that it went 2 turns for the first time. You're getting 2 turns for the second time here. You're getting second time in North America. There's a ton of reasons for this horse to improve, and it's got all the talent in the world from a pedigree standpoint. So I think the 8-1 price and the fact that Castellano stays up makes this a very, very good play. For my third pick, I'm going to go to the 6 horse Plans to Prosper. I mean, this horse, I'm a little afraid we already kind of know what it is. It's just that mid to 70s, low 80s horse that may eventually pop up and break its maiden at this level. Probably too good for maiden claimer. It's not great enough to really go into stakes company eventually. So, I'm going to play it in third simply because it's second time blinkers and it didn't prove with the blinkers on. I'm a little concerned about the distance. I think 1 mile and 3/16 might be a little bit too far for this horse, but I do think it fits nicely into the underneath and exotic plays. For fourth, if I was going to go to 4th horse, I'd go to General Ruler. This is kind of like the 6. I think we know who it is. It's kind of a hard-knocking horse. It should be good to slot in the 3rd and 4th spot in those tries and supers if you're going for it, but not someone I'm going to play on top and not someone I'm going to play in multi-race bets. So for me, in the multi-race stuff, I'll be singling the 3 in a lot of tickets in my pick 4s and pick 5s. In a single race perspective, with my $10, I'm going to make it pretty simple here, and I am just going to play a $5 exacta box and go 3-4 and hope that these 2 both improve and run better, because I think you're going to get decent price on the 4. I think you might end up in that 8 to 10 to 1 range, and the 3 horse I don't think is going to go off as a favorite. I think the 2 and the 7 are going to take a lot of money as speed. I think they're both going to fade down the lane. So we'll see if we can get something home here on the second day over at Saratoga. Hope everyone had a good day racing yesterday. Don't forget to check out the Blinkers Off podcast. On Friday, Aaron and Jared picked all the big stakes races, as well as talked a little bit more about Saratoga and Del Mar meets. Magic and I will be back for the recap show, the Magic Mike Show, on Monday, so make sure you check that out. Don't forget to go to racingdudes.com. We've got previews of all the big graded stakes races from Del Mar, Saratoga, and across the entire country, as well as free picks for every track, every single day. Good luck, everybody. Have a good day at the track. Thanks for watching Coast to Coast, brought to you by racingdudes.com. I've been your host, Mike Somich. You can follow me at Samobomb18 on Twitter, and you can follow the Racing Dudes at racing_dudes. Make sure to check out the Blinkers Off podcast, available on Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, and where you get your favorite podcasts. Don't forget to check out racingdudes.com for all the previews and race reviews every single week.